Hey guys, Chris here. Today I wanted to show you an interesting autocross comparison video between four cars that I drove recently at Road America on the second day of the Mama Spring Rally. In the morning we did off-roading, in the afternoon we did autocross. There was actually a few other cars that I drove that aren't seen in this video because they asked me to take my camera head strap off after a few runs. There was a concern that an airbag might go off if I hit a curb and kill me or something. So I unfortunately didn't get video of the Fiat Abarth 124 Spider or the Miata just soft top, which was pretty fast. So first, let me tell you which was the best car because it's not shown in this video, and I just kind of wanted to talk about it. The best and the fastest car we drove around the autocross that day was the Fiat 124 Spider Abarth. It was phenomenal. Probably thanks to its limited slip differential. It was super well balanced. It had a ton of grip out of corners. It was really fluid. You had to work with a little bit of turbo lag to get it to rocket out of turns when you wanted it to, but you just had to push the throttle down just a little bit earlier, maybe do a little bit of brake throttling like an old school turbo car or something. But it was such a good car. The suspension is just a little bit stiffer and just a bit better dialed in than the Miatas. And it performed really well. It was very consistent and very fun to drive. It just doesn't really sound like a whole lot. That's my only complaint. There was also a Fiat 500, which I didn't get to drive. The Hyundai Elantra Sport was good. Really, ultimately, no surprises there. I've driven it. It's a front-wheel drive car. It handles well. You'll see the video in a few minutes. The Nissan 370Z Heritage was pretty disappointing. A lot of understeer and push through corners, and it didn't have a limited slip, so it had some traction issues coming out of turns. And it just kind of felt heavy and didn't quite have the gearing for the autocross. The Toyota 86 was really fun to drive, slight grip and power deficit, but it was super well balanced. It handled really well, brakes were fantastic, it was just really fun, and you can kind of slide it around a little bit. The new 86 is just fantastic. I love that car. The Miatas were good. They were fast, they were light, they felt nice on the course. The only problem was they had open differentials, and they just had trouble getting out of corners. There's also just a little bit too much body roll. The cars are set up a little bit too soft for this type of thing. The Fiat was much better suited to the course, and it really handled a lot better at the limit. Ultimately, the soft top Miata was faster because it's a little bit lighter than the RF, but they both performed really well. Really nice turn-in, really sharp cars. They changed direction quickly, pretty easy to place. And gearing was perfect, and power was really nice for the autocross course too. So what else did I drive? I think ultimately that was about it. There was also a Golf R at the course, but we didn't get to drive it in our group because the clutch went out on it. Too many hard launches from journalists trying to get fast 0 to 60 times. It was a 6-speed manual, so it was pretty rough. Anyway, the Fiat 124 was by far my favorite car, and it was also the fastest car in the session. I got the fastest time in our group in that car, and in the other group overall was the Golf R, but by then the clutch had gone out by the time we got to it. So this is the video of the 4 cars I did get to film. My driving isn't quite great yet because I didn't quite have a feel for the course yet, but bear with me, you get an idea of what everything's like to drive. Enjoy the video.
All right, Chris.
All right.
Okay.
Sweet. Cold tires.